Beans, welcome to Off the Air, the podcast that three people care about. I'm Noah, aka Bubba Wubba Dabba B-U-B-B-A-D-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B.
Actually, let me stop you right there because I'm more important than you. Welcome to Jackson's Beer Corner. Today I'm drinking a beer.
Hold the fucking phone. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm Dan. You can find me at borderrule.twitch.tv/tv.twitch.
Yeah?
Yeah?
So I want to talk about something that happened to me today.
Do tell.
It's going to be an interesting story about things that everyone of all walks of life will care about. I was sitting in a tree out in the woods reading Ernest Hemingway and thinking to myself about how great the beer I was drinking was. And I thought to myself, fuck, and I fell out of the tree. It was a great time.
You know what else is a great time?
Tell me.
This dick!
Hard pass.
Dan, hot take. That was a bad bit.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as a bad bit, only not so great bits.
No, I think there's such a thing as a bad bit.
No, hot take, there are no bad bits.
Hot take,
you're wrong.
You convinced me. You've convinced me, and now I'm on your side. Fuck you, Noah.
Well, beans. So, Jackson, this beer that you drank in a tree, where's it from?
Well, you see, it's local, and you wouldn't have heard of it. It's very refreshing. And speaking of beer, welcome to Jackson's Beer Corner. Today we're drinking Ernest Hemingway's Jizz. It's so good because it pairs with fruit, and I really like that in a beer.
You know, that reminds me of something that I wanted to cover today. You see, the other day after barbering and
shut up, let me talk about me. All right, so
I'm gonna stop you right there, guys.
Yeah, what is
Movies.
it?
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Oscar nominee?
Hot take, Oscar winner.
Ooh, you right though.
You see, I could get behind that, but all the movies that I watch are horror movies,
and objectively, trash.
Objectively trash.
No, I feel like
horror movies.
Noah.
Yeah.
Noah. Horror movies are an Undertale, and that is the last thing I have to say about anything.
I don't understand this meme, and I do not want to understand this meme at all.
Hold on just a second, and before you understand this meme, understand this. Welcome to Jackson's Beer Corner.
I have to applaud you, Jackson, because staying hydrated is always a very, very good thing to do, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's important
flick my
when you
absurdly large water bottle.
It's very important if you ball hard to stay hydrated. Do you drink a lot, Dan?
I drink a lot.
Do you drink a lot?
I drink so
Tell me more about that.
How
Actually,
much
don't.
do you drink? Spoiler alert, it's a lot.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, he kind of keeps it on the low, under wraps.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mention it much because it's a chronic problem.
Oh, that's kind of sad, actually.
Beep. Hey guys, this is Noah in the middle of editing. I realized that this joke might go over a lot of viewers' heads if they don't know Dan personally, but he drinks a lot. He has a problem. Your mother and I are very worried. Please just call one of us, please. We haven't heard from you in 3 months. I don't know where you keep getting all this booze. Beep. So yeah, I think that's very interesting and a great point. I really hope we keep all that content in the episode because it's really thought-provoking. But Jackson, what's this new beer called?
It's called Ernest Hemingway's Jizz, Part 2.
Really?
Yeah, and this one's...
I heard it wasn't as good as the first part.
No, hot take, it's probably the best beer I've ever drank.
Yeah, the Sloppy Seconds edition isn't really the best one, but it has its own
it has its own special kind of kick, and it's got kind of this nutty aftertaste, if you will.
I will not.
I'll bet. Got him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was
that was bad. You should feel bad. No fun allowed. Oh shoot!
Noah?
It's 7:30 p.m. I should be in bed.
I got this.
Oh no!
Shit! Quick, scatter!
Hey,
what's going on in here?
Get out of here! Get the fuck out of the podcast! Get
Fucking
Who are these people?
Amateur hour. So Nina, I only heard you do 3 beers for Jackson's Beer Corner. And the problem with that is this easily definable character trait box that I put myself in, it's got 4 corners. How's that for a cold open?
Fuck, that was good. Okay, I'll give it to you. That was solid. That was good.
Nice.
That was real good. Hey guys, so welcome back for real this time to Off the Air,
Off the Air.
the podcast
And,
where we do bad things. That's not what?
Do we?
I don't know.
What have you been doing?
What haven't I been doing? Oh no, wait, they were all those terrible tropes they were doing. It's just us. Oh no.
Is it?
I mean,
I am far more self-important than Nina thinks I even am. So,
I mean, and I am
bold of you to assume there's a limit to my
true. And
self-obsession.
Edge implied that my parents would ever call me, so like that's not happening.
Yeah. Plus, I'll have you know it's past 7:30 p.m. and Noah's awake.
It's true.
Yeah, only because I made him.
It's true. We did have to message him.
Shut up.
But he's here.
Stop making fun of me.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to derail this beginning to do this beer corner.
Yeah,
because
do your
I've got
thing, man.
about 45 seconds before this becomes vile.
Get your
Today's beer
shit
corner
done.
is about change. It's about the good that can exist in something you would have considered bad not long ago. Much like this podcast, from humble beginnings, a full year later, we are now slightly better, maybe due only to fruit flavoring, which is what I'm going to talk about today, which is Natty Light Natter Days.
No.
No.
It's a strawberry lemonade
No.
beer.
No.
And you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, very cold. Once it reaches about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, your shit's fucked. It's terrible.
Nice.
But when it's real cold, ice cold, it's pretty good. So much like this podcast, better than Natty Light.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, that's fair.
That is fair. That is true, probably. Not my favorite beer of all time. That still goes to that blueberry tea beer, because that's fantastic.
Sounds
I mean,
so
you guys
good.
keep talking about it, and I feel like I probably should actually pick it up at some point.
It's very, very good. I had a black cherry bourbon barrel tea beer by them recently. It's 9% alcohol.
Yikes!
Yeah, no, I had like 3 of them and was just floored. But it's real good. They just have good stuff. They have a peach one available too. I haven't tried it yet.
Well, you know what they say.
do they
Life's
say?
a peach.
Wait, I thought we made lemonade.
With the lemons. Burn your house down. So, guys,
You could make peach lemonade.
I actually do like peach lemonade.
I've never had it, but it can't be bad, right?
It's
Peach
pretty.
lemonade?
It's pretty freaking good. I usually, well, not a lot of places. A bunch of places that I've gone to in the past like couple months do some kind of flavored lemonade, and I end up usually getting peach or mango.
Mango lemonade, I fucks with. That's good.
Mango lemonade is so good.
God, Natty Light, Natter Days.
I'm so angry that of all the things that you're gonna support,
Yeah, on the 1 year anniversary too.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
buddy.
Well, it's only. I think it's a testament that I would buy and drink this because this isn't the first time I've had it. I had it once before. I didn't buy it that time, but I tried it. I think it's a testament to the beer being pretty good because you all know that there's no way in hell I'd be caught dead buying Natty Light.
Yeah, that's true.
Incredibly
That's
true.
very true. That's why I was like, Jesus Christ.
Which is, it's actually like it's surprisingly, it's better than it has any right to be.
That's fair.
Not good, but pretty okay.
It's alright.
It was $3.99 for a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans.
Fuck you.
See, that's
I
it.
have no idea how they did that. That just doesn't make any sense.
Most of the cost of that was in the aluminum for the cans.
It's gotta be, really. If you can get 5 cents back in New York, how are they making money? What's the play here, Natty Ice?
Natty Ice is the truest mad lads. Coming in here operating beers at loss.
Wait, there's 0.8 grams of protein in this.
Nice.
You're telling me if I chug enough Natty Light Natter Days, I'll be good?
Probably not, but hey, you know what? You should try it. You got 6 of them, right? Or well,
I'm gonna
3
try.
now.
So that was the completed beer box for the day.
Beer box. Is that the season 2 equivalent of Jackson's Beer Corner? Jackson's Beer Box?
No, not really. I don't really want to buy 4 beers for every week
No, but beer
because
like
I feel like
That's
what do
fair.
you- it's not a it's a case, yeah. It's not a box. I had to
you
think.
can buy you can buy a case of beer, but you could also call it a box because sometimes they
Sometimes
serve
they are,
you
yeah.
buy a 6-pack in a box. Like that Hell or High Watermelon I did a couple months ago, or maybe just a month ago. That was in a box, like the 6-pack was. So I'll take it. You
I
can say
still have
box.
that box in my fridge. Not the
It's good
box that you
stuff.
bought, but the box I bought.
Yeah, we have it on draft where I work right now. Hell yeah, dude, it's so much better. And it's already really good.
I believe that. It's one of those things where I feel like my fridge does not get it cold enough for me to really appreciate it.
Mhm.
And
You know you
if
have a
it was on
freezer, right?
draft,
Yeah, but I think a freezer's probably too cold.
like
Fair
if
enough.
I was paying attention, then I would probably try that. But unfortunately, I don't know if you've noticed this, but your boy doesn't pay a lot of attention. I get mad
It's true.
distracted.
That's his only thing he's good at.
What?
Not paying attention. I'm just kidding, Noah.
You, not what? Big
I
doubt.
mean,
So,
if the last like
you know
3
how-
episodes or anything to go by.
So yeah,
So you guys-
I just wanted to I wanted to do a little bit of reminiscing in this episode, like looking
I
back
want to
through
reminisce
this.
every day of my life. I'm an old man already.
My body hurts like an old man, and yet
That's weird, man.
no, it actually, dude, it's a problem. I got just aches and pains all over the damn place. Like,
Oh, no.
it shouldn't be a hard thing to like crouch down to the ground and get back up. Not because like muscle group, just because like click clack on my way up.
Click clack,
Click clack, you know.
just like that.
That's the sound my body makes. Clicks and also clacks.
Those are two sounds that you don't usually want to have in that order.
Yeah.
You'd rather have clack click?
No.
I feel like
I don't
clack
think
click
that's-
is definitely worse.
This is not what I wanted to reminisce about.
This isn't either. I don't like this.
This isn't at all what I wanted to reminisce about. I wanted to reminisce about like the podcast beginnings because it's been 1 year since this godforsaken project took off the ground as this rendition, but it's been like 3 years since the original Off the Air happened. And if I can actually find any of my old audio files, I'll splice something in now so you can hear what it used to sound like. But
Before the dark times.
the gist of it was recorded on my phone in between 3 people in a radio station with music playing in the background constantly. So every single one of our videos got copy claimed on YouTube immediately. But somehow we never got any strikes. So I mean, lucky
Hell
us.
yeah.
But yeah, way freaking back when all this happened, there was no way I thought that was going to become any sort of hobby that continued long term, you know?
Mhm.
And now here we are a year later, and not only has this continued on past my original thoughts, it has garnered quite a fantastic community. I just want to give
And
oh yeah, go ahead.
no, you go off, King.
I want to do a big old shout out to our Discord people because y'all are fantastic. Everyone here
Gross.
is just like no, not gross. Everyone here is like just a fun, good time. And
Explains why Jackson never shows up in the Discord. Heyo. Sorry.
Hey,
I'm
it's
sorry.
true. I hate everything that's positive.
I feel bad for that. That felt mean.
Do you feel bad for that?
I'm
I
out
mean,
here
I
trying
said
to
I-
just have a positivity moment, and y'all
I
just
said
keep...
I felt bad for it, therefore I felt bad for it. God.
I don't like this.
Anyway, leading
Go ahead,
into
Noah.
that,
I'm sorry, go
we
off.
we have a Patreon reward that I need to read out.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, our freaking heck, our $10 Patreon tier is
Oh,
you
no.
can make
Did we
us
get-
say something.
I didn't even realize we got a $10 Patreon. Thank you, whoever that is.
144 character message, as long as it isn't anything bad.
Okay.
And well, I got messaged the other day by our A-list top tier patron Emma, who said, "Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but I subbed for $10, and here's what I want you to say." So Emma, all beans, the N-word. Emma did not ask me to say the N-word, but it wasn't her. But it was in her original thing she wanted to ask me to say, but she didn't want me to feel uncomfortable with the bit. But it's too funny for me to pass up on. So there
Emma
we go.
didn't ask me to say the N-word.
No, stop. Don't say
Thanks,
it that
Emma,
way.
for
Don't
not
say it
asking
that
Noah
way.
to say the N-word.
Don't say it that way.
But no thanks to Noah for saying it anyway.
Holy shit.
But there you
Holy
go.
fuck,
There you go,
that's
Emma.
good.
All beans. I said it. Of course.
You said it last episode.
The really funny thing is she messaged me this, 3 days before the last week's episode goes live, where I said it by accident. So
true.
Amazing.
yeah, here we are.
Turns out you played yourself before anybody else could play you. Congratulations.
Yep.
So
Played
I just
myself.
want to go back to, let's see, June 22nd, 2018, when Noah messaged me on Facebook.
If memory serves,
think-
that was in the middle of your drunk lock.
Yes, you were. I was really, really drunk. I took 21 shots when I was doing a stream on Twitch for over the course of probably 10 hours. Took 21 shots. Just got absolutely plastered. I threw up so hard. I drank a bottle and almost a half of vodka because all the shots I was taking were doubles because I'm not a coward.
Respect.
So I drank a little bit over 40 ounces of vodka.
Jesus.
Which was bad. It was a bottle and then a good part of another bottle. And anyway, so I was incredibly hammered, and Noah was in my chat, and I don't know, I was talking to him. I have no idea what happened that day, honestly. I don't remember anything. But I do remember the day of, Noah messaged me on Facebook saying, by the way, when you're sober, remind me I have a question for you. Haha. He said haha.
Because I say haha all the time.
Yeah, it's true. He does. He laughs. Dude's laughing. You heard him a minute ago. You heard him now. But then the next day I responded, am sober now, because God knows I hate full sentences. And then he said, after a brief dialogue about how terrible the day before was, he said, I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing a podcast episode with me at some point. Not super soon, but mostly in general. So over a year ago, Noah said, hey, would you be willing to do like a podcast episode? I don't know when, but just like, would you do like an episode? And then about 2 weeks later, I think is when we recorded the first one. And then it's been a year.
Man, I know for a fact that when now I want to go back and find what the like pitch was for me, because I feel like it was almost the exact same thing.
I don't know.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna scroll
it
way
was
back.
easy for me to find.
I'm just gonna search.
Because
Give me a second. Go ahead, keep
I think
talking.
Noah and I have message on Facebook very infrequently, so like I just had to like look at his actual like Facebook Messenger because we hardly ever use it, so it was not that far back.
I don't remember what I messaged Dan on originally for the podcast.
It was probably Discord. Odds are really good that it was either Discord or we talked about it in person.
I think it was in person because Discord, the first thing I have about podcasts was the first thing I have about podcasts was me sending you the logo asking you if you thought it was any good.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm just going back. I'm looking. I found some stuff that looks like it was okay, so you mentioned Jackson pre that point. Let's see. Squarespace storage, podcast intro mixdown. We spend too much time hanging out. Jesus H. This needs to stop. All right, guys, this is where I would like to announce that I'm leaving the podcast forever. Fuck all y'all. Bye.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Hey, I know when we talked about it. It was back when I asked you if you wanted to do a movie commentary podcast with me.
Right. I remember that.
That was it. Because I was over here, bored out of my mind. Jackson, when I was watching The Drunk Lock, I was in a house where my computer, I had my desktop with me, but I had no internet connection at all. And my laptop, on the other hand, since it had a Wi-Fi card, I actually did have connection. So I'm sitting here, not being able to do anything except watch movies and play 60 hours or so of freaking Fallout 4. 50 hours of Fallout 4 in a week. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10. Had fun, but not that much fun.
Yeah, you had a full-time job just playing a video game that is maybe the worst in the franchise it's involved in.
Yep. It was a really, dull time. So I was like, Dan, do you want to do movie commentaries? And I still have not found a way to get that online yet because it is a 2 and almost a half hour long audio recording.
It's true.
It's bad quality.
Speak for yourself.
No. Anyway,
it wasn't that. I mean, it was bad in terms of like content quality.
It's a commentary track of Pirates in the Caribbean 5.
You better start believing in ghost stories, Sonny. You're in one.
And I'm just like, oh, I desperately want to I want to make this happen again someday because it was an actual blast. But
I'll do a commentary. Can we do drunk commentary?
That would also be a good time. Yeah. So one of these days, off the air year 2, probably one of our Patreon rewards is going to be commentary tracks.
You know what? I'm gonna say it on the anniversary episode. I want to do like a drunk commentary track with Jeff.
I think it would be such a good time.
I think Jeff and I would have a good time. I haven't talked to Jeff in forever.
Jeff is a good time. I like Jeff.
I mean, he's aight.
He's your brother, so yeah.
I mean, he's gross, but whatever.
Me too.
Fucking disgusting.
But that hasn't stopped you guys from being on a podcast with me.
I keep trying.
For real, you're trying to stop? Because you can just not show up.
No, I don't. I can't. I literally can't. No one knows where I live.
You think Noah's gonna drive
true.
to Philadelphia?
If I honestly, I think Noah's a good enough friend that if I literally just stopped responding to him altogether, like, and I didn't have people here in the city who could check up on me, I think he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's different than just being like, I don't want to be in the podcast. He's not gonna hunt you down and be like, you gotta be in the podcast. The podcast needs you. Speaking of needs us,
Reddit, run from me. The podcast arrives all the same.
So in your will, you die. Who takes over your spot in the podcast?
Oh.
Me? Shit, dude.
See, because if I die, no one takes my spot because I'm too important, and it's only ever allowed to be a 2-person podcast. No third person can be added.
Except as a
Even on a
temporary
guest
guest,
episode.
right?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Nope. Never again will there be a third person on. After I die.
Well, I mean, I would disagree, but it is in your will, so I do have to respect
true.
it.
That's not how
is true.
how wills work.
Actually, I have a will.
Oh, really?
Because I now own a house, so it's kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
just
that's
in
actually
case.
important. Yeah.
Because then the state will take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to Noah. So Noah,
Wait,
if I
really?
die, no, my house does not go to you if I die.
I was gonna
No
say,
offense.
why? What did I ever do to deserve
I
that?
don't really know who I'm gonna go. Like I don't really know. Like right now, it's ceded to my parents. But like I don't know. Maybe I should just like put it in one of my friends' names and just see what happens.
Catch you dying
You
now.
won't. I was gonna say you won't see what happens because you'll be dead first.
Yeah, but
and
like
second, I don't.
yeah, but like come on, it'd be pretty funny. Like imagine
You have
if
to do.
Dan,
You have to
just
put it
got
in
like a house.
You have to put it in the will that they not only do they have to take the house, they have to also vlog for like the first like 9 months of living in the house, so they can find all the weird shit you left behind.
I don't really had that much weird shit.
I was
I
gonna
had
say, I
too
don't
many
think he'll
body
have time to
pillows.
leave anything because he'll be too busy still cleaning up the other stuff.
It's true.
That's also
well,
fair.
I've got most of the garbage out.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
A lot of the garbage, a lot of the dead rats. Now I just gotta pair the rat holes and finish up.
The rats.
And then redo every single wall on every single floor.
no big deal.
But it'll be really
nothing
nice once
crazy.
it's done.
It'll be pretty nice once it's done.
Okay, fine. It'll
wouldn't
be
go
pretty
really
nice.
nice.
I guess I should
It's
probably
still
make a
in the
will
same
now that I
town.
have like actual like a retirement fund
Assets?
going on.
Yeah. My
But-
retirement fund actually goes to my sister.
Mine also goes to my sister and my brother. It goes to
Mine
both
would
of them.
probably
you split it
go
up?
to my siblings. Yeah.
Oh, I should give it to my niece.
Fuck
Ooh,
your
there you go.
niece.
But you do need to specify that she has to buy seasons of Naruto with it.
We are fighting the remake. Yeah, no, I would be like, you can have my retirement fund I was saving up. Like, there's only like a couple $100 now. I don't even think there's a full grand in it yet.
Nice.
But still, a couple $100, you can buy a lot of Naruto.
It's true.
How many
Or you
months
can
of
pirate all
Crunchyroll is that?
Naruto. Crunchyroll is $6.95 a month for a premium account. That's if you're not splitting it.
And
Yes, you gotta split it with the homies. That's the real play.
exactly. It's the best strategy. Well, officially no, it's not because that's illegal.
Guys, I'm done with this Natty Light.
You finished the Natty Light?
Yeah, a lot of times I don't even finish the beer that I do on the podcast.
Is it because it gets too warm and you just don't want it anymore?
Well, it's not. I mean, I finish it after the podcast, but like when I'm talking, I just, I kind of like sip at it. But this beer is not really a sipping beer. You can just straight chug it. I think within the first like minute of the podcast, I drank half of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I also had because we took a while to start recording. I had it set on my air conditioner to keep it from getting warm. Like I just set it on the grate for the air conditioner and just let it go.
It's a good strategy.
It worked. I mean, it was still pretty cold when I got to it.
Nice.
So over the year, just the year, do you guys have a favorite episode that we've done?
I do.
Is it the first one?
No, the first one was very good. Juggalo Home Improvement remains.
The Juggalo Home Improvement as a name. First of all, can we please see if we can get that happening?
I would love.
Like, how do you put a bid in for like an HGTV show?
I don't know.
Well, it'd be like Spike TV. It wouldn't be HGTV.
Yeah, that's if Spike was still around, they would pick it up in a heartbeat.
What are they now? True TV?
No, Spike actually just kind of totally closed up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what turned into True TV? What was that?
I don't know. All I know is Spike closed down because their social media intern or whoever was in charge of their social media like flipped out because he had been like being treated terribly. So he used their official Twitter and trash talked everyone. Then he changed the password, logged out, so no one could change anything on it.
That's
Holy
amazing.
shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right. Let's.
So Spike TV just like ended?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
They
maybe
were
it's going
shutting
like the
down.
History Channel. The History Channel is basically doing that kind of shit now.
Yeah, that actually isn't too bad an idea. They do everything. I
They
found.
really do.
I did find one of my favorite episodes, which was the one where I drank a lot of gin. That was a
Oh,
good
yeah?
episode.
How much of that?
For
Do
me.
you remember that whole episode?
I do. Well, I mean, now I don't. But when I was listening back through it, I did remember the whole episode. Man, we were really on a
mean-
kick of talking about furries for a while. That was weird.
I mean, was it weird? I feel like we need to get back to our roots. That's all
It
I'm
was
saying.
like 8 episodes in a row. That's all I'm saying.
But like, it's fine. I don't know. I'm looking back through, and I'm just remembering like some of them were who
Shaq is a war criminal. Love that name.
the one the fucking Bubba Wubba Dab reveal was who that was a trip.
Lord, that was strong.
That was good, dude. That was so good.
I did like the dummy thick intro.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, I'm dummy thick. Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
That's pretty good. You know what? I'm looking back, and we definitely have changed over time.
Oh yeah.
Really
Now,
have.
of course, I'm acutely aware of that, of course. But it still goes. It's worth saying, like, we started with Juggalo Home Improvement and just like went straight on like the furries and anime route for a good 10 episode for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. And then we eventually, I don't know if we mellowed out or what changed, but I think we changed. I don't know if it's for the better. I think we could definitely use a little bit more talk of things such as furry gatekeeping.
Yeah, I would agree.
And there's no really, I mean, there's always more need to talk about. Sam Raimi Spider-Man is good.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
It's good.
I mean, it's all right.
Are you kidding me? Spider-Man 2 when he says,
when
he gives him the mask
he
back,
looks at the screen and says, "We're all Spider-Man now."
We're all Spider-Man 2 now. And
As
hands Peter Parker
Noah
back the mask.
aptly pointed out, that is essentially how Into the Spider-Verse ended.
I have not seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, buddy, you would appreciate
I'm
it.
not gonna watch it. I might eventually.
Just whenever it shows up,
think-
I'm like, it's on Netflix now, actually, isn't it?
It is on.
I
It
don't
is
have
on
Netflix.
but
We've
yeah.
been over this every episode for the past 3 years.
That's one
Dude.
bit that we've managed to stick with is the fact that Jackson doesn't have Netflix and Dan always
Not a bit, I
forgets.
just don't have Netflix.
I like that you think I remember things, first of all.
Sometimes things that are expensive are worse. Great video, great little bit we did there.
What's even better
You know
is
what?
I didn't know
I-
that was a reference to anything. I thought that was
You thought
just
I was
something
just
that you
doing
came
that?
up with. Yeah.
Got it. I am probably the smartest person of all time, but I'm not that smart. Let's see. My favorite episode, I might give it to As the Prophecies Foretold.
That was
My
a
solo
That
episode.
was an episode.
It exists. It's real.
I just
Um,
it's such a fun episode to hear you processing what to do next as you realize that
Yeah.
you need to keep generating content, but it's been like an
Yeah.
hour, but I ended up cutting out so much of the episode. It's like a 45 to 50 minute episode because I had to cut so much silence.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's so hard to actually consistently come up with things to talk about that are at least worth listening to, and most of them honestly weren't. For like 45 minutes with no outside information and no ability to like do anything and with no notes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like most solo podcasts are people who are like telling a story or something, not really somebody who's just talking. Oh man, there's some episodes I don't remember, and it may be because I wasn't in them. But the I Have a Camaro episode, I don't remember that. At least I don't
that
remember
one
the
you
bit
weren't
that
there
caused
for.
the
I know
name.
that one was that was the one
Okay.
with Edge. That was the
yeah.
shoot, dude. That was something.
We live in a society. Things are constantly happening. Noah, put it up.
Oh yeah.
Free her. Oh man. Smash Ultimate and Sex Doll Brothels. Still
Great
no
time.
word on the Sex Doll Brothels. I have actually looked it up not that long ago, probably like a month ago. I did like a follow up because I was looking at the episodes and I was like, have they ever figured that out? And they still have not finished that.
I don't know if that's good
As
to
of a
hear
month
or
ago, they
not.
may have finished it in the last month.
I really enjoyed what episode was it? There was some episode, and I don't think it might have been the Thanksgiving Spooktacular where
Even edibles, not clickbait.
that was see, I think, and since I'm the one that makes the titles, I don't want this to come off as narcissistic as it's about to sound, but I think my favorite
Too late.
thing about looking through episodes is just looking at the dumb titles I've given them.
That's
because
fair.
some of these are really good. Some of them,
But most of them are pretty accurate to what happens. They reveal like the big bit usually, so they're very good. Thanksgiving Spooktacular
they reveal the big bit without being too like overly revealing of the bit.
was Thanksgiving Spooktacular. Was that that was a wholesome one, right? That was just you and me, wasn't it?
Nope.
Dan was there, but Dan did not talk.
Okay, that's
because
why I
you and
feel like
I
it was
got
just you and me.
really nostalgic.
Oh no, we were somber but fun. That was just you and I.
Yeah,
Dan
that
and
was
I
you
have
guys.
not done an episode because I feel like that's
That's asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's just putting 2 dogs in a burlap sack and throwing it down the stairs.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What?
Boy, do you think that would end well?
What?
I would like you to please just explain what you just said again because
Putting 2 dogs in a burlap sack and throwing it down the
I was
stairs.
really worried that's what you said.
Yeah, it's just you're asking to get your ass kicked and their asses kicked.
Yeah.
That's all. That's pretty. I just had to come up with an analogy. I do this all the time. I'm surprised it doesn't backfire in my face this often.
I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like
You
that.
don't like.
Nope, not even a little bit. Actually,
You don't like the idea of us being compared to dogs in a burlap sack.
I mean, I don't mind that. That's just kinky. No, I don't like the idea of throwing dogs down the stairs. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, but that's not what you're doing. You're putting 2 podcast hosts
2
who are
podcast dogs.
metaphorically being described as dogs into a burlap sack that is the confines of recording, and then the stairs is just the recording time, with the aggravator being either Noah or the audience.
I don't know how to feel about being the aggravator, but it also makes sense.
Well, like in the event that you would be like, you guys have to do a solo episode or a duo episode. Was I absent from 2 episodes in a row?
Probably.
No.
That sounds like you.
Was I there for Black Metal Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
But I was not there for Strangely Political, right?
You were not there for Strangely Political, but you were there for
That's
Black.
what happens when I'm not there.
And for
Comrade.
those keeping track, yeah, that means we're a week behind on recording this.
What?
Nothing.
Does it?
Yeah,
Because-
because the
oh,
next
thanks.
episode hasn't come out. Will come out Thursday, and that's the
I don't
one
know
with
the name
Linda.
of it.
No, what's the name of the next episode? On the spot. Let's go.
Oh, it's with Easy Reader editing because
All right, fair
everyone's
enough.
first guest spot gets a really boring title.
What about Shaq is a war criminal?
Well, there was no guest on that one, so you get a
What
really
are you
great
talking
title.
about? Shit, you think Shaq doesn't count as a guest just because of his war crimes?
You know what? You're right. I apologize to Shaq. Even though he's a war
It's
criminal,
okay.
I should have given him a more boring title.
Why did I come to the conclusion that Shaq was a war criminal again?
Because he's sponsored by Nestle, and
Oh yeah.
yep.
Yeah, they're the worst.
You got some strong opinions about Nestle.
Oh, I mean, it's just every human should.
Oh yeah.
They just commit constant acts of just gross stuff. They just be committing gross stuff. That's all I can even call it. Man, to think that the Shaq is a War Criminal episode was January of this year. Because I remember putting a note to in my phone saying talk about Shaq. And it doesn't even feel like it was that long ago. You know what episode I think went well? We check our horoscopes.
That was a good time. That was actually
That was
I
a
had a
good
blast
time.
with that one.
I don't actually remember what the official results were from the people.
I don't know. The audience will tell us.
Yeah,
Or
I
they
don't
won't.
remember what people thought we were. Because I think we kept our actual info pretty quiet up to that point.
Yeah, for that week. Yeah.
Now, the first guest one that was Edge, right?
First was Edge. Yep. But then we had
And
Dave
then-
and then Nina, or Nina then Dave, Dave then Nina, and then Edge a
Well,
second
I remember
time.
we had Edge on twice.
Yeah, the
'Cause
Edge,
the
Edge
guest
the second
and
time
creepypastas.
was pretty late in the thing though.
No, they were right after each other because the guest one was the first one with Edge, and then we did the creepypastas
Right,
one.
you are correct. Did we have her on 3
did them
times?
rapid fire. Maybe even 4. We've had her on quite a bit.
Get her out of here. God.
Who is your guest tier list? Who gets your number 1 pick?
I mean,
Who is like your number 1 rated guest?
I'm
We gotta-
sorry.
We gotta rank them.
I'm sorry. God, that's rough. That's real rough. Because on one hand, right, my instinct,
Just rank them.
My instinct says,
Just tell them who's the best and worst.
my instinct says that the best guests are the ones we made along the way.
That's such a cop out answer. You got to have a better answer
true.
than that.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Listen.
Look, we're all the best guests now,
Yeah,
but finish your rankings.
I mean, it's Linda's number 1. That's not even a question.
Linda's high tier for sure.
Linda
High tier.
is top tier. Then it's between Nina, Edge, and Dave, and Nina just drew some really, really fucking awesome art for us. Check that out on the Discord.
But does that mean that she was a good co-host at the time?
Yeah, I mean they were all good. Edge came in with some spicy takes on and some actual decent info, and Dave came in with actual information about something that we didn't know about.
All right, I'll give you my tier list
Go
because
for
you
it.
seem to be
Well,
able to
because
give
here's the
mine.
thing, right?
Number
I have
one-
to interact with these people all the damn time. I don't want to start a fight.
Number 1 spot goes to Linda. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
Number
obviously.
1
That's not
guest
even a
for
question.
sure. Number 1 guest, most fun. I think that episode turned out probably the best out of all the guest episodes. But that's not saying they were all really good.
They were
that
all
one
good.
I think turned out the best.
I don't think that we've had any episodes that I would specifically be like, this episode, the worst.
No.
Oh no, the worst episode is definitely honestly, I think it's probably As the Prophecy is Foretold, my solo episode. Just because there's nothing to bounce off of, it's just talking at the microphone.
See, I enjoy it for its novelty. I would say
Yeah, the novelty of the character of Jacksonium existing in the episode by himself for an hour is funny in its own. But if you were to just listen to one episode and you listen to that, you'd be like, what the hell?
That's fair.
This podcast sucks. This podcast is bad.
We're not the best
podcast is
podcast.
See, I have a general dislike toward a lot of our earlier content because that was when I was working third shift and trying to record this.
Yeah.
And I was not a very conscious person then. So I don't
And yet
remember.
somehow you've gotten worse.
Well, no, I haven't.
What?
I've just gotten more conscious of being worse. But like, I don't remember anything about ankle cuts and alcohol outside of talking
I don't
about
either,
getting
honestly.
cut on the ankle by a piece of glass on my floor.
And me yelling at you about it.
Esports
I
and indie
honestly don't
games,
remember that either.
zero memories of this episode. All movies are bad. All I remember is Dan having a lot of really dumb takes and Jackson being like, "That's dumb," and me being like, "Tired." That's all I and then episode 5, Jackson finally lets you loose on anime. That's where I start to like remember things, but not a lot still. I still don't
To
be
really
fair-
episode
remember it.
named after
To be
me
fair,
is the one that
those
speaks to you the
first-
loudest.
To be fair, those first 5 episodes were all that was back when we were 6 episodes was back when we were doing every other week.
It's true.
Yep, every other
From
week.
Episode 6 is where we started doing this garbage pile weekly.
And I would love to find where I would love to find the episode where Dan came out, or where not Dan, where Jackson came out and said, "Hey, so I feel like a lot of people think that I hate Dan. I don't."
I said that.
You
He
did.
said that a couple of times.
I don't know.
I mean,
Can I take it back?
hate
can,
implies
you can.
hate implies like I think about him enough, you know?
Oh, I know.
You think about
Like-
Dan? That's so cute.
Well, at least an hour a week.
Aww.
You know what? That's
Let me tell you,
fair.
it's the worst hour of my week.
Still keep showing
So-
up for it though. Doesn't want
But
Noah to come hunt him down.
I'm not letting this conversation get away from the co-host tier list.
No, fuck.
You've gotta make a list. Number 1 spot goes to Linda.
Number
two
1 goes to
spot,
Linda.
I've gotta give number 2 probably to Nina.
I feel like that's some bias though.
I don't know. Because if I had to say my favorite co-host, like on a personal level, probably Jeff. That's because Jeff
yeah,
and I go way
I
back.
completely
I haven't talked to
forgotten
Jeff in a long
Jeff
time.
as a-
But
as
Jeff
our
and
fourth-
I
did
go way
forget
back.
Jeff was a co-host. at one point.
That's a little fucked up. Are we bad
Here's the
people for
thing.
that?
Well, no,
I'm
see,
not, I
I
remember.
remembered co-host because of the intro that you whipped up for this. Those are the 3 people I remember as hosts or as like guests that we've had on.
Man, I feel
Don't
bad we
know
didn't
that
get
one
Jeff in
guy.
on
and
that
then
one.
Linda.
I didn't even
and
ask
that's all-
Jeff for it.
That's
Whoops.
honestly,
So-
his computer was dead at the time. He would not have been able to.
Thank God.
So in my list goes Linda, Nina, Edge, and then
You weren't. To be fair though, you weren't here for Dave or Jeff, so I feel like that's
I don't
fair.
know Dave. I literally have no idea who Dave is. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, but I don't know.
That's fair. No,
I don't
that's
know
fair.
who he is. And then probably Jeff, and then Dave.
I mean, I would.
Because I've never been on an episode with Jeff. I've never been on an episode with Dave. So
I get you.
But the rest I've been with.
Nina was on twice. No, was Edge on 3 times or was she only on twice?
Edge was only on
3
twice.
for sure.
3?
Wait, so they were just the first.
The first
Okay, so
two?
she
I
was on
thought she had
episode
one
9
more
and episode
recently than the
11.
first 2.
Oh, that's
she was on
right.
2
Because
episodes.
someone was going to be
See?
missing, so we had to get her in very last minute. Which one was that? Oh, it was I Have a Camaro.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, it was the guest one, Creepypastas, and I Have a Camaro. So Edge is winning in number of episodes. Well, Edge is tied with Nina because Nina was on a bonus episode. Nina had
That's-
2 and the Bandersnatch episode.
I don't think I count. I don't think we can count bonus episodes.
2.5.
So yeah, maybe a half episode. Okay, I mean, I'd be willing to go.
I mean, I'll give it a half because Nina and I actually put research into that episode. It was a good episode, and I
Okay.
made it its own graphic. It is available on Patreon for free if anyone wants to listen to that.
oh, look at you.
It's also,
Putting
I think,
stuff out there for
I'm
free.
pretty sure I put it on YouTube as well since I was putting it out for free anyway. But I don't remember. I don't recall.
Man, I don't want to pick it. I mean, Jeff is the bottom of the tier list, not because I dislike Jeff or anything as much as I make jokes about it, just because I don't know, I have a better relationship with all the other people who have shown up. Fuck, man. No, you know what? No. I am hardline not picking between Dave, who has been my best friend for the past 4 years of my life.
Wow,
Edge,
screw
who
you,
is-
Dan. It's like I don't even exist.
Fuck off.
So you're telling me Dave is number 2.
I'm not picking between Dave, who's been the best friend for the past couple of years of my life, Nina, who is
Nina's number 3.
since I met her has been nothing but a pain in my ass, but relatively decent, and Edge, who
Number 4.
Edge is just great. She's great. I just
So you've given me a definitive tier list.
It's
whether you
not.
realize it or not.
It's-
Dan's final answers are Linda, Dave, right?
Yep, you got it. You got
Okay,
the name.
I don't know
You
what I
got the
wanna call
name,
it.
but you
Okay,
got the wrong
so
premise.
Linda, Dave, Nina, Edge, Jeff. Thank you, Dan. Noah, what's your tier list?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
Noah.
dude.
Yeah. How about you tell us your tier list, bud?
I don't like how attacking this is. See, I'm also going to be counting this just on how many episodes people have been on because I love Dave's episode a lot because that was really
Dude, that was so good.
that was really good.
That was the most like actually like informative episode I think we've ever had. Like that we actually talk about something that like we brought in an expert and they actually talked about the things that they are like air quotes an expert in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to experts that we brought in, I think we can safely say Linda and Dave were the only actual experts of their field that we brought in.
Yeah, I mean that's
And,
fair.
well,
I feel a little bad for
calling
that.
Dave an
but
expert
yeah.
is a little bit of a stretch. But
Yeah.
considering we brought Nina in as a D&D expert when she was not as familiar with D&D as I guess I claimed she was. I guess that one's on me. That's my bad.
I mean,
but
it was less like solely D&D. It was like D&D and art. But yeah, I get your idea.
But yeah. And then Edge, we brought her on as a creepypasta expert originally. And to be fair,
hers was really
she
good.
was.
Yeah.
But then Dave came in and we're like, yeah, he's our Gundam expert. And he actually came in with all this freaking Gundam information.
Gunpla.
And then Jeff, we brought Jeff on because I needed to have... We recorded that on Easter, if memory serves.
Yeah, I think we did.
And we just needed an episode recorded that night so that... No, because it was Easter, because I went home and that's when I talked to Jeff about it. I don't know. It's a difficult tier list for me. I'm not gonna put my mom at spot number 1. Not because that was not an absolute blast of an episode, but she was our most recent guest, and I feel like that is tainting my vote. So I'm gonna go. Freaking heck, this is difficult. How do you rank your friends? I'm gonna put my mom at the bottom of the list.
This is such a fucked up thing to ask, Jackson.
My mom's
when you
not
just put
gonna
yourself
care.
at the top, it's very easy.
My mom's not gonna care if I put her at the bottom of the list.
It's easy for Jackson because he doesn't fucking give a shit about the other people in the chat.
It's true. So I'm putting my mom at the bottom of the list because I also don't think she'd mind, and B, think she'd understand.
In my own defense, it's not that I don't give a shit.
It is a little.
But if I was like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, everyone would be like, man, this Jackson guy sucks now. I have a civic duty to be mean to people on the internet.
I don't like that.
You're telling me you think the people who listen to the podcast would be really happy if I was like, you know what, I think all our co-hosts are great, and I think they were all great in their own way that makes them all equal.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Yeah. No, that's not.
I don't think that's
they're not equal.
And
I would agree with that. But like, I'm not about to tell you that like one is
the best.
necessarily better than the other. Linda, we already established Linda was the best.
Yeah, I know we did.
But
So
I'm
you
gonna put her
determined-
at the bottom of my tier list because, like I said, I don't think she would mind. And B, she just was here, so I don't want that to influence my tier list. So we're gonna go real hot off the top. I want to have Jeff on again, and if I had Jeff on here twice, he would rank higher than second to last. Sorry, Jeff. What sucks is also Jeff is one of the core listeners, but oh well, it's fine.
I mean,
so we're gonna go Nina, Edge, Dave, Jeff, Linda.
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
fair.
vote.
I hate this. I actually hate that this happened. I don't like it at all.
Hey, what? You guys are all cowards.
Hey, I did everything you wanted me to do.
You did, and I'm proud of you for it.
Fuck you. Eat my
I
ass.
even did it more willingly
now
than
let's talk
Dan
about
did.
furries.
It has been a while since we've talked about
It's
furries.
been a while. Dan, are you still a furry?
I'm still not a furry, you guys.
Doubt, but okay.
Dan said nothing's changed on his end, which means Dan's still a furry. Noah, are you still not a furry?
I'm definitively still not a furry.
Okay. Yeah, me too. So that was a good talk.
I'm glad that we established this. I was really worried that
it was important.
maybe one of us became a furry.
Yeah, it
that
could
would
have.
have been unfortunate. That would have been so bad, you guys.
What else
God.
do we talk about all the time that we haven't talked about too much anymore? Anime, we haven't talked that much about anime. There's some good stuff coming out this summer. We got Dr. Stone is the big shonen coming out. I think it's just called, what's it called? Fire. It's not just called Firefighters. Fire Force is what it is. But it's basically an anime about firefighters, but instead of fighting actual fires, they're fighting demons that make you spontaneously combust. So that's neat.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. And then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 is coming to a close. So that's exciting.
I heard when it came out, and I've heard nothing but good things.
It's really fun. It's real good. It's a good time. Like all of the works they do from Araki, it's just a really faithful adaptation of the manga, with very few exceptions. And most of the times when they do change anything like a story, they make it for the better. And it's been really good. It's a good wild ride. Whole bunch of gay Italian boys go on a quest.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, if that isn't just a great anime.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, JoJo's great. It's a It's a fantastic little journey. Part 5 has been really good. It's one of my favorite parts as is. So I'm not surprised that the anime adaptation turned out to be great. Let's see what other anime they got going on. I don't know. I haven't been watching that many. Just been tuning in for JoJo. I've just been working so much between the house and the job. Haven't been weebing out. But I do have a new interest, a new hobby.
What's your new hobby?
Professional men's volleyball.
Oh,
You ever watch it?
my
Have you ever watched it?
God.
I have not.
It's phenomenal.
Oh.
It is so cool. So it
My
was
God.
on TV at work the other day. I was just, working or whatever, and it was on TV, and I looked up every once in a while. And I was like, volleyball, that's weird. So I started watching because it got slow. And holy shit, dude, it's insanely awesome. Like high tier, and it's done by country. So like I watched the game of the U.S. versus China. It was so good. They do so many things that just blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I guess that's my new favorite professional sport. That and the Women's World Cup is finishing up right now. So date the episode a bit, but it's USA about to take it all. That's my guess. Yeah, but men's professional volleyball is actually hella cool. Also, Dan, why'd you say "oh my god" a couple times? Were you upset by that?
just of all the things for you to get into was not on the list of expected things.
Really, I like sports quite a bit, and it's just one that wasn't really on my radar, and now it is, and I'm very glad.
You know what? I'm watching a couple quick clips of men's professional volleyball, and not gonna lie, I like this a lot.
It's dope.
I've always enjoyed volleyball. I mean, I'm not good at it, and I don't enjoy playing it a lot. But when I do play it, I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, volleyball and badminton are probably like my two favorite sports to play.
I feel like this is the kind of sport I could get into because regardless of what you want to say or not about like different, professional sports leagues being rigged, there's no way to rig volleyball. There's too little going on, or it's enough going on, but in a small enough space, there's nothing that you're going to miss.
Yeah, it's true. And also it's usually international competition.
I like this.
So like unless like the League of Nations from 1923 is like, let's rig the volleyball tournaments, and they're still like living in the shadows, secretly rigging the game to make US beat China. It's probably not happening. But the US team's real good. The Japanese team is hella good, and so is the South Korean team. I guess it just must be bigger in South Korea.
Like every
than
other
in the US.
sport.
Bigger in South Korea?
Yeah, I mean a lot, not a lot, enough.
Wait, like what?
I mean honestly, I'm just thinking of every single esport. To be completely honest,
I don't know if they're pretty big, but they're real big in like the US too. Esports are huge over here.
they are.
That's true.
But consistently we've gotten all of our like big esports shit from South Korea. Like South Korea is like the forerunner in terms of big esports, and have been for
they were definitely the big boys.
30 or 40 years.
But you did say like every other sport though, which is why it led to me saying
I know,
what?
and I listen. I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm gonna tell you a big secret. I need you to listen real close. I just said it and then didn't think about the ramifications.
Well, there were some.
It's almost
but-
like
All I'm saying is the last, the midseason invitational for League of Legends, the US plays higher than South Korea.
oh, I mean, yeah,
I'm saying.
people can win against a team that like is like the most like has that cares about it the most. People beat Brazil now and again.
What?
Soccer.
You kidding me, dude? England is real formidable for soccer.
It is. That's what I'm saying. But like in
England
the
and
US is real
France.
formidable for esports, and I assume
Yeah,
volleyball.
We're no China. We're no
We're
Europe
definitely
either.
not China. You right though.
But China and Europe are definitely better than the US in
Yeah.
most sports.
That's fair.
Well, they also have a bigger population pool to pull from,
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
we got the U.S. and Canada, which Canada has less than a tenth the population of the U.S. Thanks, Canada, for really
Thanks,
bringing
Canada.
that extra 8% people, so we can pull from. Whereas China has like 3 times the population of the U.S. and Canada combined.
The more you know.
The talent pool is big, dude.
sir.
Man, that Natty Ice is actually like I could go for another.
Listen, man, you do you. Live your best life. What would
Thank you.
would having another natty ice make you happy?
I mean, everything makes me happy. I'm just glad to be here
That's gross. That's fucking
on the 1 year anniversary
disgusting.
of Off the Air. So I've got a thing that I think would be a great idea.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you guys know The Onion, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You guys know The Hard Times.
Love
Uh-huh.
You guys know like Clickhole.
it. Love it.
I try
They
not
have
to.
the Patriot Hole. They have the Babylon Bee. There's like there's a whole bunch of like
Parody
those
news.
websites that are basically parody news sites. I want to do one where it's a parody news site, but it's like restaurant news.
Weird choice, but I'm not against it. You
Well, because
just
like there's so many like food and drug articles coming out constantly, and like so many like restaurant debacles going on. I think it'd be kind of fun to just do like a whole bunch of little articles and blurbs that frame, restaurant issues in a comedic light.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I just don't know how relatable
that.
that is. Like, I feel like part of the fun of like stuff like The Onion and stuff is that you see news about these sorts of things all the time, and then like you're like, oh, this is some
but that's why
bullshit.
it's a niche version. Babylon Bee is not relatable to me.
Sure.
I read it and it's like thing happening in this guy's church. I'm like, who's that guy? So I don't know. It's about the niche that you're trying to pick at, and the niche being one of the most widely held jobs in all 50 states is, although still a niche, a pretty large niche.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair.
Thanks for saying that was fair. I like to think that every once in a while,
thanks for
my
coming to my
arguments
TED
are
Talk.
based in. You know what? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you for your service, Jackson.
No, thank you. I haven't really been using thank you for your service that
No,
much.
that one fell off.
Yeah, I just like the people I used it with. Like I stopped working with them, and then I moved across the country, so I just I don't really say it that much anymore. I salute people, and I say it every once in a while to like meme on somebody, but it's not as common for me for sure. I'm in this one group chat, and this one girl always will like post something, and just nobody cares. Just nobody cares.
So
Like
you
I'll
say
post
thank
a
you for
picture
your
of something
service.
and I'll be like, hey, like look at this cool book I found here, like and it's like a funny name or whatever, and I'll be like, LOL, and she'll be like, oh my god, I haven't been drunk in a week, and I'll be like, thank you for your service. And you think I'm exaggerating by saying that, but no, like that's literally what she'll just interject. Middle of like four people will be like, like messaging on some silly shit that someone got posted, and then she'll just be like, I have a lot of bad life choices, and you're like, nobody cares. Go back to posting that on Facebook. Janet. Her name's not Janet.
I feel attacked.
Do you do that?
You don't interject into established conversation lines, though. You will start that conversation, but you will not do it in the middle of a different one.
Really? Because I feel like
If you do, then don't.
If you're able to divert the conversation in that direction without like totally doing like a screeching halt 180, then you will. But
listen, I'm just saying everyone else should know my problems. That's all I want.
It's this tweet I saw earlier today that really shook me to my core. So they're releasing a The Office branded Cards Against Humanity set.
Ew, I hate that.
And here's what it says. Holy shit, this like hit me in my chest and made me just existentially sad. All right, so it's the pop radio station you follow on Facebook announces the launch of a U.S. Office themed Cards Against Humanity. You tag your closest friends and add, OMG, we had to play this. Two of them respond with humorous Dwight gifs. You've never once thought about killing yourself.
That's beautiful. It's actually that's fucking beautiful.
Isn't it though? Because like it's just such like a little snippet of like what people call like basic culture. And I'm like, hey, nothing, is, if it works, it works.
It's that tweet that went around a while ago. There are people who are out here just raw dogging life.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's also not really necessarily the same thing at all as that tweet was saying.
Oh, I must have completely misunderstood. I apologize.
My understanding of it, I mean, maybe I did. My understanding of it is just like the idea that like there are people out there who be like that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have at least one friend on Facebook who's just like going to be like, OMG, this is totally us on that post from a pop radio station, and the kind of person who's just very like not self-actualized or introspective, normies.
See, I was associating it more with like that. I tend to associate that lack of self-awareness with also a lack of like a need to be self-aware, if that makes sense. Like if you don't have problems, you don't need to worry about whether or not you're reacting to those problems appropriately, if that makes sense. So that's how I was. That's where I was pushing with it. I apologize.
No, that makes sense too. But I don't know. I guess there's a lot of people have a lot of problems that they just kind of don't really let be their life.
Nah, man.
And they just become normies. But then, of course, the alternative is not any more self-actualized, and you realize that we exist in a cycle that is so many layers deep that if you dig for your entire life, you'll never reach the bottom. You'll only reach a point where you're not happy where you are. So you might as well just be happy somewhere.
Float that.
And dig a couple layers in and,
Float that boat, fam. Float that boat.
But just don't forget that there are layers underneath you, and try and realize where you are is where you are, or something. I don't know.
Fuck.
No point being a cynic.
Jackson,
being a cynic is like the worst
you know
thing
what you and
can
I
do.
should do? You and I should do a philosophy episode.
No,
Okay. Well.
I got nothing to offer.
Okay. Well. Cool.
I got a little bit to offer, but most of it's just like little blurbs like that.
I mean, that
normal.
still would be whatever. Fine, fuck it. Forget I.
Well, I don't talk about it for an hour.
Excuse me for reaching out with the olive branch.
Yeah, for real.
Like, damn.
Well, I feel like an hour of just talking about philosophy would be, I don't know,
man. I know. I literally
counterproductive towards the way I view philosophy.
All right.
And if you want me to explain what that means, the way I view philosophy on a personal level, as someone who has no background information and no like training in philosophy and no in-depth knowledge outside of things that I've read and gathered through living, to me, it just kind of interjects itself into life naturally.
Yeah.
And if you force it into an environment, then it becomes a lot less genuine and you lose a lot of the points you'd be making that would be otherwise well received.
I don't know, man.
That's my take.
I think that is philosophy. Like that is, you are describing philosophy.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying I like to interject it into my personal life and into my social and talking life, if you will, my little, my podcast life. In blurbs, I don't like it doesn't exist in a huge chunk within me because then it doesn't come out nearly as well.
I get that.
So if I were to try to talk about it for an hour, I don't think it'd come out very well.
I think it would have to be one of those things where like we'd actually have to like put time in and like actually
and it's also
think
one of those
about
things
what
that
we
I
want to say.
don't genuinely know that much about it. I just know some things, and if we were to both prepare, we have to be basically preparing notes at the same time because our lives are different, and because I'm not someone who is like well versed in philosophy. I've never taken a philosophy class or anything. It would just end up being me not knowing a lot of philosophy basics, but just kind of knowing things that have been relevant to me as I've developed. I mean, Noah, what about you?
Yeah, Noah, you want in on this philosophy episode?
I don't know, man. I honestly, talking philosophy with people tends to make me angry because
that's why another big reason I don't want to do it.
There's a lot of circular arguments in philosophy.
That's the point, you guys.
No, I hate that.
That's actually not the point.
I hate that a lot. There's a lot of things.
And I also don't think that's the point.
It's definitely not the point, but I think that it's like something to be recognized and worked with rather than like this shit's some bullshit and tossed away.
Yeah. No, see, that as a conversation in the future, yeah, sure, maybe I wouldn't mind having it. As a podcast episode,
see?
No.
Listen, man.
Which, because Noah and I agree, means I'm objectively and definitively right from now on and forevermore.
No, hold on. Wait a second here.
What are you going to do? Use your 1 out of 3 voice to tell us that we're both wrong? I don't think so.
I think we leave it to the audience to decide.
Audience, do you want to hear... Do you want to hear Dan and Jackson argue about philosophy while I tune out real hard?
I didn't say argue. I said discuss.
I'm sorry. Do you want to hear them discuss philosophy
hear them
while
argue?
I
You were
tune
right the
out
first time.
really, really hard?
I was thinking of it as, because Jackson said earlier that we didn't have a duo. He and I haven't had a duo episode, and I think that would be the one. I think that would be a way that we could do it without like it turning into a shit show.
I don't know. I just don't know enough about the field of philosophy really like be in on that. Also, I don't really like argue about it in general. I just kind of like, nah.
Fair enough.
There's not that much in life worth arguing over. Except for anime titties and communism. No, play the Soviet anthem.
No, instead of playing the Soviet anthem. Play the theme from Papers, Please.
I don't know what that is. Play the Chinese People's March.
So instead of doing any of that, I'm gonna say that this is the end
Put
of the
episode.
episode.
Put the Miley Cyrus Eminem up instead.
Miley's back up there, don't worry. But Miley is gonna help ring us out the end of the 1-year anniversary episode.
What an episode it's been.
It was an hour long, at least.
Getting there.
It was an episode that we recorded today.
Mm-hmm, today. On this day, the year of our Lord, 2019.
I was almost going to go into a public school bit there, but you guys wouldn't understand.
Nope, we wouldn't.
On this day in history, before the homeroom bell ended, every day in most schools, anyway, at least in mine, and a lot of my friends who didn't go to my school, they would, at the end of like a homeroom or during homeroom when they did the announcements for the day, the person doing the announcements would give you a fun fact about that day in history.
Oh, yeah,
we used to do that.
Yeah, I used to do that.
But yeah, instead of going into that right now,
I had to do the research on it.
A huge thank you to everyone who listens to this just gorgeous train wreck. I literally cannot possibly convey how much I appreciate it. Thank you to you guys for sticking around and doing this because, oh boy, this has been fun.
Okay, hold on. So I have one thing I want to say, and then I'm good to close out. Well, two things. First, on the message of thank yous, I want to give a huge shout out to Dave and Edge and Nina. You can find at twitch.tv/Exilian and Exilian on Twitter. Nina, you can find at Nina Wolverina everywhere. And Edge, you can find at Borderline Artist on Twitter and Twitch. Huge shout out to all three of them for doing that intro for us. I had such a blast just letting them go wild on that. Want to give them a huge fucking thank you. Second, okay, so like, you guys, this year's been fucking difficult. All right, I'm gonna be real upfront about it. This year's been really fucking difficult. I got a lot going on. I finished out my senior year of college, whatever, and my life has never been super fucking stable. Having a thing that actually like gets done on a fucking weekly basis with people that, I mean, you guys are all right, but with people who actually like choose to listen to it and choose to consume something that I've created is such a, like, honestly, such a powerful thing that I have never had before. And having people that aren't just like immediate family and immediate friends, even though, you know, everyone I think in the Discord has become an immediate friend, but like who started out not as immediate friends, who've listened in any way, it's made the last year a lot easier. Having an extra piece of stability in my life has been really, really helpful, and I appreciated it a lot. And not for nothing, thanks to my co-host for not, you know, making me hate you more than usual, and then quitting and never coming back again.
Now you got to take that power that you feel and use it to convince yourself you're better than everyone else.
Hold on.
And then we can talk philosophy.
Cool. All right, let's go.
Now we can talk about philosophy.
So like, everyone else dumb, right?
No, I don't think so, because I actually think that the intellectually superior argument to make here is you got to validate everyone who's not you because you're in a position of power above them.
Ooh,
so in order to subjugate them better, you got
to
to make them feel as if they are more
and
important
make them
than you
feel
truly
like they
believe
have some
they
kind
are.
of power, even though they clearly don't. Yeah, okay, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Now we're going to slowly turn you into an absolute sociopath that only
slowly
shows...
turn me?
Oh, Daniel, you have much to learn. Noah, you want in on this?
Nope.
All right, Noah, do you have a thing you want to say?
Noah, do you have a heartfelt compliment you want to give to people?
I already
And
said
or
my
do you want
heartfelt
to
compliment.
give your plug so we can get the fuck out of here? And
I have a
or
heartfelt compliment I want to give to
There it
audibletrial.com/off the air.
nice. I was about to. Yep, there it is. Nope, gonna cut it right there. Go do it. You guys have heard this far. You can figure it out. I'm Dan. You can find me at twitch.tv/born2rule or twitter.com/born57 or Instagram at born57. Noah?
I feel like I'm coming off as like really sad right now because I haven't talked a lot this episode. And I
No,
don't,
you're fine.
No, you did. You did earlier.
You did earlier. You just got
fine.
quiet
Well,
when
for
I
the-
got real.
For the last like
You just didn't
25
understand how to
minutes.
handle. You didn't understand
Well,
how to
I'll-
handle me having a actual, real, like, heartfelt emotion for 2 seconds.
No. For the last 20 minutes, I've been quiet.
It's
Yeah.
true. He's been doing it since before then.
But no, I'm
But
just
I
like,
appreciate your use of your mental power to put yourself in a position where you cut Noah off and tell him what he's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Let me mansplain to him why he feels the way he does. That's
But,
what philosophy
you know,
is all about, right?
all right,
Absolutely.
never mind.
Go,
I'm done.
Noah. I'm sorry.
You can
Go.
find
I'm
me-
sorry. I apologize.
No, I'm getting really like happy, sad, nostalgic about this, and I'm just super happy that this happened.
Me too.
I'm saying this as if it's going to be done after this. It's definitely not.
Yeah, this
Even
is
if
it,
I have
you
to
guys.
fire
You know,
both of you
it's a
and run
season
this thing
finale.
by
That means
myself,
the end. We haven't been renewed for a new season. The network
Yeah,
won't
okay.
sponsor us.
you can
Man, I
find
wish we
me
got renewed.
on most social medias as Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD. I sometimes stream on Twitch. I tweet on Twitter, and I post stuff about my band on Instagram. So yeah, check us out. Or check us out, freaking heck. Check me out there. I'm around.
Check me outside. How about that?
Dan,
I already
please
said
give
where
your
you can
plugs.
find me.
Oh, sweet. Jackson, please give your plugs.
I'm good.
Okay. You can find
Find
the
him at
podcast.
Jacksonium at 2 M's on Twitter.
I was just ready to move on, dude.
Nah, man. Nah, he doesn't get out of this.
You can
Noah gets it.
You can find the podcast at facebook.com/OTA podcast, twitter.com/theofftheair, and patreon.com/offtheair. If you want to support us monetarily, that's dope. You can get like cool perks like what Emma got, where you make one of us read something or say something. You know, it'll be fun. Or if you can't do that, then swing your way over to iTunes or whatever you happen to listen on, and give us a review. If you don't do it on iTunes, though, tweet it at me so I can read it out for you. Like this one from one Doomed Lucid. A good podcast to tune out to. We all
Yikes.
spend eternity somewhere. Why not here listening to hot takes and goofs? Okay, maybe not eternity. They also do video versions on YouTube if that's more your speed. Listen to Noha, Jackson, and Dan as they struggle desperately to find common ground.
Thanks, N64. I appreciate you.
So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next
Guys,
week.
thanks for.
Been a good
We'll
year.
see you
It's
for
been-
season motherfucking 2, you boyos.
Season 2.
Season 2.
That's a wrap.
Yep. Everyone go home. Where's my trailer? Where's my trailer?
You know what, guys? It was a good year. Like the blimp.